Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it is prep day. Praise the Most High. Some of you know what that means. Not all of you. But you know, it should be prep day for all of us. Every day. Yeah. Prepping everything. Getting ourselves ready. Not just for the physical things that are coming at us, but most definitely the spiritual things, because, they're just going to keep coming, folks. It's just going to keep happening. I'll be honest with you. I'm running behind already this morning. It's too early, even though it's not that early because I'm running behind, but it's too early to be running behind already. Hopefully that's not setting the tone for my day, but because I have a lot of things I needed to get done. Anyways, and I'm obviously I'm late getting this video out, so just to prove the point. We're going to face a lot of things. And we focus on the physical stuff a lot on this channel, in your life. That's where a lot of our focus is, because the things that are happening that stand out the most right now are in the physical realm, right? But many of you have already experienced, and the rest of you most likely will eventually experience the spiritual trials and tribulations, the spiritual attacks, and then of course the mental and the psychological, the things that just kind of mess with your mind, the things that just kind of set you back. And I'm telling you folks, when I say every day to get those areas of your lives in order, I truly mean it, because it's going to be way worse than just, physical things, and those are going to be bad. And then those physical things, the hunger and the violence and just the chaos, it's going to affect us in so many ways, and we really need to be prepared for that, because as we're watching basically our society start to crumble and collapse, I think it's pretty safe to say that things will really get to a place where it's just difficult for even the most trained mind, for even the most prepared person, to handle some of the things that we will probably see and hear and experience. So I just want to encourage you in that aspect this morning to every day take time. Take time in your Bibles, take time in prayer, take time with your family, and take time with those close to you, your close friends, your inner circle. And even that at times is going to be tested. And it may be that you find out that some of those friends are closer than you thought. And you'll probably find out some, they weren't really that close to begin with. And so we have to prepare for those things. Wanted to mention to you, and I'm not trying to scare everyone, and I'm not trying to say that this is the deal. But, well, that H5N1 stuff, the bird cough, I don't know if YouTube is cracking down on this one yet, like they did with the last one we've experienced for the last 3 years, but it's possible. It's possible that may be the next thing on the move. We have seen statements from the World Health Organization in recent weeks talking about how they're keeping an eye on this one, because they're worried that this thing is going to make a transition from animals to people, because it's made a transition from birds to mammals. And there's this concern. I've seen estimates, and I don't even know how they could even come up with any real data other than just, I'm pulling it out of my ear. That this thing, if it transitioned to humans, if it was real, could have a mortality rate of up to 30%, which, if that's true, that's astronomical. That's about double what the Spanish flu was. So, again, this could all be hype and fear that's being spread. It could also be something that's real and to take concern with. Even if it's not really dangerous, much like what we experienced the last 3 years, even if it's not dangerous, if the powers that are running things make you think that it's dangerous, well, then that's enough, because they'll use that and run with it. Many of you are also familiar with, well, the World Health Organization is trying to take control. At least that's what we hear of our health system and other health systems. It's probably debatable, I guess, although we're seeing some senators, congressmen speaking out against this. I believe it was Josh Hawley, the senator here in Missouri, that was speaking out against this and warning that this is a dangerous path of signing these agreements at the executive level to allow the World Health Organization to have some say in our health system here in the United States, circumventing the Constitution. That's a little troublesome. The idea is, and I believe that the White House has even spoke on this, that well, we have to have a globally unified voice when it comes to healthcare, or when it comes to tackling these pandemics, because they're not just in the United States, they're global. Well, getting back to the H5N1, last week, I believe it was, or at least a few days ago, it was announced that there was a case in Cambodia of a human transfer of this virus and a death in it. And then yesterday they came out and said that there was a second case now. So it does look like that there's a possibility that it is making its transfer to humans. Does that mean that in the coming days or even weeks, we're going to see massive outbreaks? Not necessarily. Based on history, it usually takes a while, but could we see 6 months to a year from now something like this popping up in larger quantities? It's very likely. It's very possible. Again, it's so hard to know, because is this something that is natural? Is this something that's being doctored by the people in charge? Well, I mean, probably. I haven't seen enough of any kind of information to prove that, but we're just basing this on what we've already been experiencing. Along with all the other things going on, could there be another pandemic that's far, far worse than the last one? Well, folks like Bill Gates and a few others have said that exact thing in the last few months. They've been warning about this. So it's possible, and I don't want everyone to freak out about it. I don't want everyone to go into a panic. But again, they've been talking about the H5N1 and how it's dangerous and how they're worried about it and how that could be the next one. And then the World Health Organization is trying to take control or have a more say-so in the American response to any kind of healthcare crisis. And then they come out and they say, well, this H5N1 we're monitoring because it could be the next pandemic, because it's making the transfer to mammals, and we've got to really pay attention to it. And then guess what? We have 2 cases now of humans transferring into humans. So it could be early on this, or it could be nothing. But it's certainly something worth watching, because think about it. It's a perfect storm. It's what we've been talking about. Global war, financial crisis. Most all of these countries, including the United States, have said that they'll have their CBDC ready to use, between May and June. Most of the countries I've seen, that's where they're saying it. Some of them have already started it. But so many of these countries around the world are, they're saying this May, this June, this April is when they're trying to roll out their new CBDC, and the United States is included in that. And then along comes a disease that very well could, at least according to their word, and we know how believable they are. They're so trustworthy. But they're saying that it could have up to a 30% mortality rate. 30% death rate, and so that's serious. Even if it's not that serious and it's not that deadly, the amount of chaos with everything else going on, and then the panic and the perception of the people that this could be deadly and bad, it could mean the dry run or the beta test of the COVID could look like a drop in a bucket compared to this thing. Don't know, not making predictions, just telling you that it's all within the realm of possibility, and we should be kind of preparing ourselves for that. They have been beating the drum on this H5N1 for a while, and it's quite possible that the dual effect of the this recent last year, you know, bird cough where they killed off 60 million plus birds. Well, not only did it hurt the egg market, take eggs off the market, so they're not making people healthy, make things more expensive, no longer depending, you know, not depending as much on meat so that you can eat bugs. Oh, and by the way, it also instills fear that this thing is bad, and then when people start getting the bird cough, they'll really panic. Don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but very possibly I'm not. So certainly be keeping your eyes open for this one. With everything else that's going on, it wouldn't surprise me if we're about to see some other big health crisis happen. If you haven't figured it out already, folks, it's time to get your houses in order. It's time to seriously prepare in every way, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Get ready, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Now I got to try to catch up for the day.